Hi, Jack.
Hey, how you doing, Ben?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing okay, buddy. How's everything?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. Hey, I wanted to talk today a little bit about international shipping.
Well, that's not my expertise. That's yours. Remember the bird?
We've done a lot of it, and I'll tell you, a lot of people say, "Hey, I'm just going to do U.S. only." They're going to cut a lot of the bidding out. You know, a lot of the bidders come from international, and
that's right.
And their dollars are stronger than our dollars, you know, or whatever they use. Their currency is stronger than ours. So somebody asked us a question a while back. Said, "Well, how do you handle international shipping?"
I remember that. Yeah.
And we never did a video on that, so I want to just go over a little bit about it. We've had a lot of items sell for a lot of money and end up shipping overseas.
That bird you sold for me.
Remember the bird?
$6 grand, $6,000 bucks.
$6,000,
yeah.
And we had to ship it to the United Kingdom.
You were nervous. I'll never forget. I didn't know you as well as I do now, but you were nervous. You were worried. You told me you were worried about it getting there, and we went through it every day, and you'd say, "Oh, I lost tracking on it," and it was terrible.
Well, that's a good point, and it was different back then. That was about 2 years ago. Back then, eBay was more on the seller side. Now eBay's more on the buyer side.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
The official rule now is for eBay, anything that sells for $250 or more must have a signature when it gets delivered. Okay, so here's where the problem comes in. Normally we use priority mail, United States Post Office, to ship these items to the foreign countries. That's what I use for the bird.
Sure.
You cannot get signature confirmation once it leaves the country with priority mail.
You gotta be kidding me.
You cannot get it, okay? So this is what happens. I ship you, say you're in London, I ship you a $6,000 bird, and you get it, but you want to get it for free. You can go to eBay and say, I didn't get the bird.
Ah.
Okay, now they could check the tracking and it could show that the bird got delivered.
Makes me want to move to England.
All right, and then it shows that the bird was delivered. So I tell eBay, no, that bird was delivered. You can check the tracking. They said, where's your signature? There is no signature.
That's terrible.
Okay, well, therefore the buyer automatically wins. Me as a seller, didn't follow eBay rules. I did not get a signature on the package. So it doesn't matter that it shows that it was delivered. I don't get the money.
You're telling me you don't get the money?
I don't get the money. The buyer's going to get back the money. Now, here's what you can do. You can't do it with priority mail, but the U.S. Postal Service offers two methods that you can get a signature for international delivery in most countries.
And what are they, Ben?
One is called registered mail, and one is called Global Express.
What's Global Express?
Global Express is actually, my understanding is, once you get it to the post office, they give it to FedEx, and FedEx goes and does the delivery.
Ah.
And FedEx will get the signature for the post office, and the signature will show back up.
How much more expensive is that?
It's a lot more expensive.
For instance?
I could probably ship a 1 pound item to another country for about $18. With first class, USPS. If I use Global Express, you're about $95.
You're kidding me.
For the same weight.
Well, hell, you might as well be in the drug business. I mean, I'm exaggerating,
but it's a lot more money. But now you get the signature that covers you. Okay. So what you have to do is, if you're selling high-priced items on eBay, and you know that there's a good potential that they're going to go to other countries, you've got to figure the cost of the Global Express shipping into the item. So when someone from the other country does a shipping calculator, don't show them priority mail if you know that this item's going to sell for big bucks, because you're not going to be able to ship it priority mail safely. You're going to want to go either Global Express, or if you don't want to use the Postal Service at all, FedEx or DHL or UPS. They can all deliver to other countries as well, and they'll all give you a signature, but they'll all be Global Express prices are higher. So the important thing is, know the rules, know that $250 is the magic number, and then you got a little room to play. If something sells for $300, you could say, well, hey, I could afford to lose a $300 item. But if something sells for $3,000, you can't afford to lose a $3,000.
You don't want to lose the $300.
You don't want to lose a $300 one either. But what I'm saying is, it's not guaranteed you're going to lose it. But if they claim that they didn't get it, whether they got it or not, the money comes out of your account.
That's silly, Vince. It really is. It's just it's ludicrous.
Well, it's an eBay policy.
I'm glad that all I do is find it and sell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's definitely some headaches.
You've got a big job. It's a big job. I've watched you now for several years.
Now, the one other thing I want to just talk about USPS, they've got the worst tracking out there. Once it leaves this country, even in the country is not great, but once it leaves the country, you don't get tracking. It's very, very sporadic. Sometimes you'll get a track when it leaves the country, sometimes you won't. Sometimes you'll get a track when it gets delivered, sometimes you won't. There's no guarantees on when you're going to get any kind of update on your tracking number. So it might show a lot of our packages get delivered, we get positive feedback,
yeah,
but I'll go back and track them, and it doesn't show that they ever got delivered.
I remember the bird. One time you said that it was lost.
When the bird left,
you said,
for 7 days, I had no tracking on it.
And I remember you telling me this, and I'll never forget this. Oh, you get paid for it no matter what. I'll never forget you saying that. You were worried.
Well, of course I worry. I mean, I always tell everybody, I'd rather sell 10 items for $100 than a $1,000 item, because I spread my risk. You know, I'm still getting $1,000 worth of sales, but now I got 9 out of 10 things could go right.
I want
to
tell you something. That's just not right. It's as simple as that. It's not right. You know.
Well, right or wrong is not the question. The important thing is you know the policy. Now you know it's $250. You need a signature. If you're going to ship it overseas, bump up the shipping to the Global Express or the FedEx price, and then you're going to cover yourself, because you don't want to sell this stuff and have a scammer on the other end say, I never got it. It's just so easy.
It's still wrong, you know. And right or wrong, it does make a difference. It seems like to me, I feel like eBay has stepped over the line. You know, that's how I see it.
Yeah,
I've sat here and listened to a lot of things I didn't like, you know, and that I've watched and I've learned in the last 2 or 3 years. But I still think, in my opinion, they've stepped over the line.
Well, my advice is always from an honest seller's point of view. If I'm a crooked seller, you know, I could play all kind of games too.
Sure.
So eBay's looking out for the crooked sellers, and unfortunately the guys that are honest have to be careful, you know, because you can get in big trouble with this policy.
Well, they're making the good person pay for what a bad person does.
I'll tell you what happened to me. It happened about 8 weeks ago. I shipped a camera lens to Italy, $1,400 lens. Person claims she never got it. I did the USPS priority mail tracking. It shows it went into Italy Customs. That's all it ever showed. She reported it to eBay. eBay asked me, did I require a signature? I said, no, I can't with priority mail. And they said, well, we're sorry, sir, but she gets all her money back. So I got to pay out on the camera lens.
And the commission.
Well, the commission's mine, but I got to pay out the 70% for the
still a loss, Vince.
Payout.
It's terrible.
Meanwhile, what happened to the camera lens? Camera lens, don't know. Says it went into customs in Italy.
Either the lady got it or a customs agent's $1,400 richer.
Well, we had no clue. There's no way to tell. There's no way to track it down. Well, 6 weeks later, the camera lens came back to me.
You gotta
miraculously.
be kidding me.
Yep. And it said on the package, it was stamped "Return to sender, buyer or recipient refused."
Probably because you'd give them the money back.
Maybe.
Sounds like an honest person.
Yeah, and it very well could have got held up in customs all that time, and she said, I don't want it. I've already got paid back for it or whatever. But that time I got lucky. You know, if the thing never turned up again.
So what'd you do with it? Sell it again?
Loss. I did. I sold it again.
What'd you get for it?
I got $200 less, and it sold in the United States. So it was a trade-off.
Your first loss is your best loss.
That's when I learned about all the details and what they require. So.
Well, that sounds like really good advice to me.
Yeah, you got to ship internationally because there's too much money left on the table.
In my next life, if I open up an eBay store, I'll remember that. Meanwhile, I'll let you guys have the headache. And to me, that's hard what you do. I watch it, real close.
There's a lot of pitfalls.
A lot of tricks.
But all right, if you got any questions, let us know. Check out our website at pickersinc.com. Oh, go ahead, Jack.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
It has nothing to do with this, but I'd like to get this out there for me and you. We owe 2 people some, the Ultimate Soldiers. Remember from that contest?
What contest was that?
The contest about who sold the most or who guessed it the closest?
Oh,
Outer Productions and that other guy, Picker Nation, they were the last 2.
Yeah, yeah.
When I was doing the tags and everything and looking around and rearranging everything, I noticed that. But we have those Ultimate Fighters, remember?
Is that the awards?
Yeah.
Ultimate Fighters?
They're Ultimate Fighters, and we need to get Outer Productions and Picker Nation. I think we'll have to double check and see what it is. Remember the last 2?
Okay, well...
And just give them both 2 or 3 of those. They're Ultimate Fighters. They're pretty cool. Come with that Nazi load, remember?
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good, Jack.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Take it easy.